Friends, not on. Peter. Peter.
What?
Are we loud enough? Turn me up. Thank you, Ken. Turn me up, Peter. Yeah, you got to stay there. Shh. Friends, let's find our... This is almost... Peter's turning me up so that you all can hear me a little better. Let's move this way. I love you all crowded by the door, and I love you more when you're not crowded by the door. There's some tables up front. Look at these very fine-looking young gentlemen here you can hang out with if you stand up front. It's a great crowd. I'm mostly just here to say thank you to the lovely people who are going to speak after me. So it's this really funny thing. When you become a rabbi, most people don't think, oh, and I'm also going to become a rebbitzin. And that's like a whole other thing to learn how to do. And trust me, I had no idea what that was going to look like. And I had the pleasure of knowing Linda Greif as the aunt of one of my student presidents and knowing kind of the shoes I was never stepping into. And I was like, well, okay, let's figure out how this works. But it turns out, I guess we each make this our own. But the best part of getting to be Roni's rebbitzin is that I get all of you. And you're all pretty awesome. And mostly, the best part is that I got to help this motley crew of fabulous human beings put on this weekend. I gained some fabulous friends, which has been really wonderful. I got to know many of you along the way, because so many of you have helped put this together. And now I just get to sit back and watch you all say nice things. So I'm going to turn it over to these fabulous human beings. And soon we'll drink and dance.
Thank you, Rabbi Rebbitzin, Isabel. And to my children, Ima. Somebody thought it was a good idea that of the three of us, I go first. I don't know why. But for those of you who don't know, my name is Brett Schwartz. To my left is Rachel Fox. To my right is Emily Rosenfeld. And just to be very clear, Isabel, Rachel, Emily, this is all them. So please give them a round of applause if you would. That's okay.
Just a pretty face.
I'm not the pretty, not really. Well, thanks. We're the members of the Ways and Means Committee, otherwise known as the Fundraising Committee. After months of planning, we are so excited to be here this weekend with all of you to celebrate the installation of our new senior rabbi, Rabbi Roni Handler. Please, thank you. Last night, the weekend was kicked off with a celebration with a warm and welcoming Friday night Shabbat dinner and service. We could feel the warmth and happiness and joy throughout the entire evening. This morning, we continued the Ruach with a beautiful Shabbat morning service. Everyone enjoyed praying and learning, and of course, eating more delicious food. We are excited to be back again tonight for the formal installation of Rabbi Roni, followed by dancing, dessert, and celebrating, and drinking. It's such a great feeling to see our congregation come together for such a joyous event. It really is true what they say about BTBJ. It feels like home, and its members feel like family. Rabbi Roni, we are so lucky and fortunate to have you here to teach us, to pray with us, to lead us, and support us as one family. On behalf of the congregation, welcome home.
All right. Tonight would not have come together so seamlessly without the amazing support of our sponsors. Please help us thank the following special vendors who have given their time, services, and everything to make this evening come together so beautifully. Made with Love by Amy is Amy Seidman and her beautiful centerpieces and visions. 25th and Ivy with Rachel Levitt's beautiful floral centerpieces throughout the whole room, which is wow. John Keller Photography, thank you for helping us capture all the memories tonight. memories created for you. We have a photo booth out there, so when everything's done in here, please go enjoy taking some pictures. Enchanted Balloons, Trish Mariello made a beautiful balloon design in our lobby. And the Bima flowers were donated by Bramble's florist. There are 3 other amazing supporters who have helped make our life a lot easier, and we could not have pulled off this weekend without them. Thank you to Dave Schwartzman, who introduced us to classical catering from New Jersey. You kept our bellies full. We're happy this afternoon and again this evening. Dave, your dedication and attention to detail has been so appreciated. Val, you always do what you do so well. I don't even know where she is. Where is she? She's probably hiding in the back because she says she doesn't like to come forward. There she is, okay. You always do what you do so well. We can't tell you how much we have appreciated all of your help, your advice, your support. Thank you. And finally, Isabel. Honestly, Isabel, I mean, we need to give you a round of applause. Yes. There are no words. From the fundraising ideas, our first meeting in the library on that rainy night, to the program book and everything in between, it has been an honor and a privilege working beside you and making this weekend so amazing. Thank you.
And as Isabel said earlier, seriously, friend, for real. And to everyone here tonight, this is amazing. Thank you. Thank you for your generous donations and contributions that has allowed this team to plan a successful fundraising event for our shul and an installation for Rabbi Roni. We're so thankful to be a part of this amazing community and can't wait to see what the future holds for BTBJ. Please come up here. So on behalf of the BTBJ Board of Directors, I would like to present these gifts to you. Inside, here you go, you will find... Oh no, this is a little bit better than a bat mitzvah. So on behalf, you will find a pair of talit clips because we heard you are in need of talit clips, a necklace with the words of Shema, a gift card for you and Isabel to have a wonderful night out celebrating, and babysitters are included. The Fox girls are going to babysit. Yes, and we will also be purchasing a brick in honor of this momentous weekend. So thank you all. Really, from the bottom of our hearts, this wouldn't be possible without all of you. And I just have to say, my parents are here somewhere, and I'm so happy that you're here with us tonight, so thank you so much. And really have a fantastic, fantastic evening. So who's next?
Ask Isabel.
There we go. And here is Alana Dunoff, our president, fearless leader. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Really? Is this on? So I have 3 short remarks because I did my longer one earlier today. You can watch that on stream if you didn't see it. 3 short remarks before we begin the installation. Because we've been talking about it now for like 2 days. The installation's coming, It is really coming. So 3 things that I want to say. First one is Friday night, Rabbi Roni offered in her Devar Torah this idea, this opportunity to sort of close your eyes and think about what it would feel like to be in the Mishkan, in the sanctuary. And would that be a feeling? What would it be like if you had sort of transported yourself back there? And as I closed my eyes, and actually earlier today and even now, when I close my eyes and think about it, I feel really full. Because when I open my eyes, I see this community, these people who fill me up personally, who fill this room up, and who give so much. There are a lot of things you could have done tonight, but you chose to be here because this matters to you. So you're like my people. Like, this is the people that I want to be around. And so when I think about what it must have been like to travel through and go, these are the people who I surround myself with. And for that community to come together, for you, for us, for all of us, is truly magnificent. So the second thing I do want to say, although we've said acknowledgments, I want to thank the dream team over here of Brett, Rachel, and Emily once again, and Dave also, who's probably up hiding somewhere back in the kitchen, and to Val, and to Rob, and Lester, and George, who are just making it all seamlessly happen once again. So thank you very much. And then Rabbi Roni. So we have been singing your praises, and we're going to do a little bit more. We're almost done, but that's not what I'm going to do right now. What I want to say is thank you. Thank you for Isabel. Because she's a rock star, and I feel like we got like a 2-for-1 deal. What the two of you are such a dynamic duo. The passion, the energy, the Judaism, everything that you bring, the new perspectives, the new ideas, really blesses our community with so much. We are really very fortunate for both of you. So I thank you for that. Okay, so now I get to MC this thing. So we are going to start the installation. So Beth Schwartzman, and Annette Swartz, and Mark Levy, and Marla Sones, and Nancy Center, come on up. We're all going to come up at once, make it easier. And do you know your order? Beth is first, then Annette, Mark, Nancy, and Marla. And so what we have done is we've asked these folks, our VPs and past presidents, to do sort of an official charge and installation. And these are all personally written, so they get to share. And maybe you want to be up here? I feel like you should be up here. All right, I'm going to give that to you.
All right. Oh, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello. Hi. So I first met you, Rabbi Roni, back in December 2016. I don't know if you remember this, when we were planning our upcoming Shabbaton.
Yes.
I think you might have been pregnant with your daughter?
No.
No?
I
No?
was pregnant.
Okay, there was a baby on the way. There was a baby on the way, yeah. And you were joining us in your role. You were providing coverage during a sabbatical. There were a lot of people that were involved who had kids that were no longer involved in the Shabbaton. So it spoke to me in terms of like their commitment. And so people like Mark Spencer, Ivan Bell, many others were involved for this beloved tradition that had been handed down. We met at Jean's Library at BTBJ. Jean's Library as BTBJ had so many other things going on. We were literally busting at the seams. And I remember thinking how strange it might have been for you to be jumping in this juncture when so many things were already planned and set, and what it must have been like for you from the outside looking in. We had so many things in place, but what I remember most about your involvement in that moment was the fact that although you asked questions and contributed to the conversation, your main role seemed to be that of listener. And while listening might appear to be a passive activity, it is really anything but. Taking in the pulse of the group, the community, what BTBJ values then and now all began in that moment. Since that time, I've had the opportunity to get to know you as our educational director. Both of my kids were students here at BTBJ. I've sat in countless meetings with you and watched you take on new responsibilities and slowly make things your own. You have comforted my family in times of loss, encouraged my kids to learn and be the best versions of themselves, all enhancing our growth. And most recently, despite being registered for this most recent Iyun session by accident, because it was Beth Beitler who was supposed to be registered, not me, I decided, well, maybe it's divine intervention. I'll go. I'll give it a shot. And I'm glad I did. As a member of the Rabbi Search Committee, I had the unique opportunity to get to know our congregation, really, from the inside out, and learn together while we did the work to define who we are, what's important to us as a community, and what we wanted for us to thrive. It was quite a process, and despite the enormous amount of work, I felt lucky to be part of such a wonderful and caring group of humans who I'm glad to call friends. I recall one candidate referring to the work that we did as holy work, and it truly did feel that way. In our survey of the community, a few things stood out as important. We wanted a rabbi with new ideas, who connected to each congregant, a rabbi who inspires the community to participate in all aspects of synagogue life, who can respectfully handle diverse views, and meet our members where they are in their Jewish journey. We wanted somebody to promote Israel. Shockingly, not everybody does. And to be a vocal opponent of anti-Semitism. And this was just a few of the things on the list. Finally, your weekend came around where you were presented to our community as a candidate, and you were simply fantastic. When asked to describe it to people that were not able to join us, I was only really able to classify it as a tiny bit magical. You were transformed in my mind from the role that you had held into the rabbi that we were looking for and needed. Since that time, I've watched you take on enormous amounts of the things from our list of wants and turn them into reality. Whether it be connecting individually with members, interacting with our teens, supporting our local schools and community, addressing anti-Semitism and all forms of hate, or simply collaborating with our professionals and volunteers here at BTBJ, I am often in awe, and these, as I said, are just part of the things on that list. So I was thinking of my blessings and wishes for you as we continue this journey together with you as our senior rabbi. And there are many things I wish for you, but here's just one for now. When I think back to our EUN class just this past Tuesday, you referred to a passage from the book Moral Grandeur and Spiritual Audacity by Susanna Heschel, daughter of Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, that has stuck with me since you shared it. It stated, words are themselves sacred. God's tools for creating the universe, and our tool for bringing holiness or evil into the world. The Holocaust did not begin with the building of crematoria, and Hitler did not come to power with tanks and guns. It all began with the uttering of evil words, with defamation, with language, with propaganda. Words create worlds. I want to put that on a pillow. And they must be used very carefully. With language, so if words have all the power that can bring negativity, so too can we bring positivity, love and learning into ours. May your words and your teachings continue to do so, and may we here at BTBJ continue to explore and be open to all that you offer us and bring to us as our senior rabbi for many years to come.
Well, Isabel asked me if I would accept a charge, and I kind of really wasn't sure what that meant, except for the fact that I was going to have a microphone in my hand and get to share my feelings. So I didn't know it was supposed to be like real official, so this is all from my heart. The year was approximately 2017 when I heard from a cousin that had been acquainted with Rabbi Roni, with you, as a congregant where you led services, that BTBJ was so lucky that you were coming to our shul. He had been enamored by your rabbinic approach to services and all things involved in a Jewish community. Then I got the opportunity to meet you as you led a memorial service after a congregant's youngish mother passed. Your soft-spoken voice and the words you uttered brought tremendous solace to the bereaved young woman. Soon after that, I got to know you as you spearheaded our growing Hebrew school as director of education and was able to work with the children on a one-to-one level when needed. You had a vision on how we could grow the Hebrew school and then achieved all of those changes. When you walk the halls of BTBJ on Hebrew school days, you can feel the ruach of the community and see how all the children are thriving. On a more personal level, I feel that all of my grandchildren are always in your best interests, and they are thriving and finding a love for the culture. Now, as we have entered 2023, I see a new vitality at BTBJ. I've been a member here for over 30 years, and I can tell you I see a brand new vitality. I see more events that our younger congregants are embracing. There is an excitement that is evident that had started to lapse. Rabbi, I had it written in the wrong tense, but I'm going to give it to you. You have your hands in everything, and you're making everything happen. I have watched you get pied in the face, dress as a Disney character, sing and groove with a level of professionalism and friendship that is admirable. You are present in everything that is happening at BTBJ. It is a time for revitalization for our precious community that welcomes all, whether you are part of the ECC, the RS, the Sisterhood, the Men's Club, adult groups. You are part of everything, and you make it shine. Rabbi Roni, you are here to steer our ship, and I know there are sunny days ahead.
I too wasn't sure what I was supposed to do here. What's this called again? It's a charge. I asked someone, and they said it's like a toast. I misheard them and heard roast. So I'm going to have to make this up as I go along. All right. Okay. Rabbi Roni. I've been fortunate to have been involved in both hirings of Rabbi Roni. First, to lead our whole education at the synagogue, and secondly, to lead our community. Lesson learned, don't answer the phone when someone from the synagogue calls you. I've only been, however, since I've known you, I've only been instilled with hope and optimism about the future of BTBJ. Rabbi Roni, I've been so honored to work with you via the Hebrew School Religious School Committee, witnessing the way you led our school through COVID, innovating and pivoting with every change in protocol, and somehow accommodating the huge range of needs and requests of our community. You led our youngest members through this period with so much empathy and flexibility that we actually emerged stronger and more creative than ever. This is a rabbi who knows the name of every pet that every student in our school knows. It sounds silly, but it's absolutely true. And now we see you in the lead role, and we already know that these skills will lead us to a bright future. You're always available. It blows my mind how many evening meetings you attend, with children coming out of the bathrooms and all sorts going on. And more, I can't imagine, more often than I care to remember, you and I have had our meetings in our cars collecting children from various venues. Your love and passion for BT, and also in the car line at Ramat Day Camp. Your love and passion for BTBJ is clear. Your love of learning at all levels is inspiring, and your willingness to install new ideas and be creative while respecting tradition is exactly what we need in 2023. You see the big picture and also the needs of individual members, and your inauguration bodes well for a wonderful future for BTBJ. As you take on the plethora of roles that come with this job, please know that you have people behind you ready to support you however you need. May your boundless energy be passed on to this community, and your leadership take BTBJ to a new era.
I asked Rabbi Roni today if she was tired of hearing all these wonderful things about her, and she said, maybe someone should talk about like what I've done wrong, and sorry, we can't accommodate that. Seriously. With pride, love, admiration, we welcome you as the new rabbi at Beth Tikva B'nai Jeshurun. Finding and installing a rabbi is actually a sacred act. It's much more than finding a good speaker or a learned scholar. It's finding the soul of a leader who represents the values and ideals of a community. It is finding someone who not only teaches Torah but lives Torah, This sacred act has been finding you. Your installation this weekend is a truly sacred occasion for all of us here at BTBJ. An opportunity for our congregational family to come together, to honor you, to celebrate you, to honor our traditions, and to look forward to what is yet to come under your leadership. We're playing tag team.
We're doing this together. So Marla's not done. We're doing this together. We are so fortunate and blessed that you and your family have come into our lives. It was clear at the outset that you loved and understood our unique synagogue, cared about every member of this synagogue with a deep love and respect for Jewish tradition, and you clearly have the passionate vision to lead us into the future. From the moment Marla and I interviewed you 6 years ago for the Director of Congregational Learning role here at BTBJ, we knew we had a gem. It was not just the search committee who understood that considering the search committee's recommendation to hire you was unanimously endorsed by the board of directors. We even were also confident that as we grew together, there would be many more opportunities for you here in the future. Ever since you first became an integral member of our professional staff, Marla and I have been truly honored and privileged to have worked side by side with you on your journey to where you are today, with you as our lead rabbi at BTBJ, and we could not be happier. We look forward to continuing the journey we began together. Our community has come to know you as a skilled and creative teacher of Torah and a spiritual leader, that you've heard many times tonight, as a guide during prayer and worship, and a source of support in our life cycles, which I've experienced myself. You have demonstrated and articulated a vision of a dynamic, thriving, inclusive congregation committed to Jewish values and learning.
If we haven't covered all the adjectives about you, this paragraph should do it. We look forward to your continued guidance and participation in our lives. We wholeheartedly believe that we are the luckiest congregation. We have a rabbi who is not only intelligent, learned, hardworking, a lover of Jewish people and traditions, a rabbi who makes Judaism and Jewishness meaningful and accessible to all, and someone who has committed her life to its future, and who is a person of integrity, compassion, extraordinary sensitivity and empathy, someone who is honest, sincere, transparent, and who has let us into her life and that of her family, and wants only us to open our hearts and let her into ours. Someone who values relationships as central to her rabbinate. May Torah and tradition continue to be a source of joy for you. May you be blessed with insight and inspiration as you contribute to the Jewish lives to ensure the vitality of BTBJ as a home for our congregational family, where we are so incredibly fortunate to belong with you as our rabbi. This is both of us.
We're going to try this.
We wish you the very best on this momentous and joyous occasion for our entire community. May you continue to be a source of wisdom and inspiration as we move together from strength to strength.
You don't have like a drum roll, but like you're officially installed. Wait. Annette and Mark and Beth, can you guys come? We were going to do a photo op, or we're not. Okay. So you may have a seat, young lady. And I'm super excited for this because, as you can see, what's happening, Cantor Benjamin is moving to the stage with Lori Wolf and with Paula Dvorak. So I'm just going to say, here you go, sir.
This just needs a little bit of an introduction. Cantors are often a bit cynical whenever it comes to subjects rabbinical. And I have had the honor and joy of working with you for the past 6 years, and it has been a treat every day. And one of the things that we have a deep appreciation for is music. Our taste varies slightly. The first thing that comes to my head whenever when someone brings up the word fish in music is Schubert's string quintet, The Trout, and Roni's is Tom Anastasio. But we have our shared Shabbat playlist on Spotify that we add to periodically. And when Isabel asked what I wanted to do for this, I decided that I would try writing something musically. I do this every so often. And I asked what text would be a good one. And this is from Jeremiah. It was alluded to earlier today. Blessed is the one who trusts in God, for they shall be like a tree planted by waters, sending forth its roots by the stream, does not sense the coming of heat, its leaves are ever fresh, it has no care in a year of drought, and it does not cease to yield fruit. So.
Now, is that better? It wasn't on. Yeah, okay. Tain li lirot orcha b'chol pagishotai. Let me see your light in all of my encounters. This line comes from a truncated version of the Amidah, meant for times when it might be unsafe or otherwise difficult to complete a longer set of prayers. What is the essence of our prayer? The single thing that it's most important to focus. Seeing divine light in the face of every person and every situation we encounter. Seeing this light and appreciating this light is what all of this is all about. As a rabbi, I believe I have no greater responsibility and honor than to be present to the light within each of you and within each of us together, to help us each access our own light, even when we feel distant from it, and to teach each other how to see the light in one another, even across what may seem to be impossibly deep divides. Since I stepped into this new role in July, it has been a joy to bask in the light of BTBJ, to have opportunities to learn with you, to pray with you, and to support you, to find inspiration in Jewish thought and wisdom as we ask big questions about how we both want and need to be living today. These moments of coming together have not only been for the sake of deepening our knowledge of Jewish ideas, or the pure wonders of wrestling with Torah. They are moments when we learn how to notice the light we each bring into this world. The light that enlivens us, that has shaped us, and that inspires us. This light is visible in our sanctuary and in our classrooms, and it also shines through on the softball field, around the table at a board meeting, or when signing up for a meal train. And this light grows brighter, not only when we learn what our sages might have said about a particular topic or question, but when we share our own questions and life experiences, and we discover even more about one another. I'm inspired by Dr. Ron Wolfson, who reminds us that what really matters is that we care about one another. When we genuinely care about each other, we will not only welcome one another, we will listen to each other's stories, we will share ours, and we will join together to build a Jewish community that enriches our lives and the world around us. Tain lanu lirot orcha bechol pegishotenu. Let us see your light in all of our encounters. I know that in our work building this shared community, we will be blessed by the unique lights that shine in each of you and the divine light that shines between us. BTBJ, thank you for welcoming me as your rabbi. As this year continues to unfold, I'm realizing more and more every day that this truly is a dream. Yes, the hours are long, very, very long, but so are the rewards. Thank you for welcoming me into your homes and into your hearts. Thank you for showing up for our classes, for our schmoozes, for our coffee dates, and for services. And thank you for sharing your ideas and wishes for future community engagement. Thank you to the search committee who endorsed me for this role, to the event committee who created this amazingly wonderful weekend for all of us, and to our board for your passionate and steadfast leadership, and to every congregant and community member who brings their light into the life of our congregation. In the months and years ahead, I look forward to nurturing our decades-long BTBJ traditions that we hope to continue, and building new initiatives, ways of gathering and learning that speak to our present desires and hopes for the future. As I look ahead, all I see is your light, and the future of BTBJ is so very bright. Tein lanu lirot orcha, bechol pigishotenu. May we merit together many opportunities to encounter each other's light, to be enlivened by the light of Torah and our sacred tradition, to boldly bring our light out into the world, and to do our part to build an even brighter future. Amen.
So we're operating on Jewish time, so we're getting there. We have one more thing to do, and the Rebbitzin gets to speak.
Hi, everybody. I'm just going to take like 60 seconds because this is the one piece I didn't obsessively plan this weekend. Roni. I'm just going to speak to her for a moment. You all can watch. When we got the news that you would be joining the BTBJ community as their rabbi, after celebrating with you, the very first thing I did was call one of your former campers, one of your former students, who is now a rabbi, and said, Rabbi Beck Richmond, I need your help to honor Rabbi Roni Handler, because for the last, even longer than the 12 years you had already been a rabbi, you had been a rabbi in her life. And I wanted to make sure that all the Torah that you had taught over many, many years to campers, to RC students, at Ritual Well, to Brandeis students, would continue on. And she said, well, what should I do? And I said, whatever you want. And she said to me, well, what did Tamar say at Roni's graduation, at Roni's ordination? Because I think that that's what I should do. So Rabbi Beck Richmond is a scribe now, in addition to being a rabbi. And so I said, I need the gift of your heart, Beck. I need you to channel all of the students, because everybody here at BTBJ should get to have a little bit of everybody who's made Roni the rabbi that she is today. Every one of her first students, first campers, all of the rabbinical students, so that you would have them behind you. Because they flow up that mountain with you, and they help this community flow. So very shortly, it's currently at the Framers, and you all can see it later, but Rabbi Beck Richmond then spent the next several months obsessing, and finally built this beautiful image, her scribal arts, depicting the very verse that Tamar talked about this morning. And the reality is that you are the stream, you are the river, you make us all flow in the right direction. You help us go with the flow when sometimes that's difficult for some of us. And you have a vision. You see the light, and you don't care that there's a mountain in front of us. And even when you're afraid of heights, you say, we're going up to the top. I am so excited to go to the top of this mountain with this whole community, and to have you lead us, to have you shine the light and let the waters flow. I'm going upstream with you every time. I love you very much. Congratulations. Yes, but more importantly, it's going to be framed. Not this version. The actual really nice version is going to be framed and on your wall very soon in your office. Thank the framers. This is our last moment of Shabbat. We get to separate in this moment, maybe not so much Kodesh from Chol, but Kodesh from all the Kodesh that will be the time that Rabbi Roni Handler serves us. So I want it. These fabulous, amazing wolves who've brought their music thus far this weekend get to lead us once more in Havdalah. I'm going to ask everybody to stand up. We're going to let some magical people move some of these chairs out of the way. It's Havdalah, folks, so we're going to get close because magical things are going to happen right after Havdalah. I'm going to invite, go for that, thank you. I'm going to invite Matt and Lisa Schwenderman to help me hold some wine up here. Some spices. I would love Susan and Ben Krevsky to join us up here, along with Alan Blumenthal. And then my fabulous candle holders, Rachel Fox, Jill Braverman, Brett Schwartz, Val Horowitz, and also Alana, we have one more candle, so you get to hold one too. And, oh, where's Emily Rosenfeld? Oh, Emily Rosenfeld's going to hold a candle too because I can't hold a candle to her, so there you go. Magical candles, we have fire. We have live streaming mic, which can hang out, I don't know where. I'm going to turn it off. We'll figure it out. I don't know, we'll leave it gently here. That's all you guys. All right, we've got magical spice packets. Teams. 3 of those. Wendermans have wine. I've got I'm going to invite you candle people to not burn the house down by standing over here.
Just clean up, we're using the tray here. Emily?
Bring it in, folks. Who cares? Bring it in. Everybody bring it in. Trust me, you're going to want to be closer in just a moment. So bring it even closer for Havdalah right now. Nice and close, like we're a shul who loves each other.
Well, you might have heard this one.